Yeah, no worries.
Hello, YouTube, everyone, members of the Salivation Nation. And the first thing I want to say is, "Whoa, Raven!" That's me. That's me. Every time he sings a song, I'm so excited that he's doing another song. But I have with me RavenHawk Coins joining us here. Hello, Raven.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good to see everybody in the house.
All right. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, and good to see everybody popping in here. We've got some folks in the side chat. We've got Silver Wolverine, A Friend, Slacker Stacker, the Colonel 1949, A Friend is here. It's been raining where he's at all day. Flea Market Coin Hunters just finished his live stream, and he gave a shout out, and he didn't give away who was being interviewed, but he definitely pumped it up and gave it, said, "Hey, you got to check it out." So now the cat is out of the bag, so to speak.
You there?
Actually, the cat is just outside the door. I just let the cat out right before we went live. But so good to see you all here. All right, and Barb is here, and very, very good, awesome. Well, Raven, what we do with these interviews is I basically just ask you a few basic questions about how you got started collecting and what you're interested in and that aspect, and then about your YouTube channel, what that's about. And then we will take questions from the audience. So,
all right,
if you're ready,
good.
Cool.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, Raven, what was there any one particular moment that got you interested in coins?
Yeah, my father and a couple of his buddies were into coin collecting, and I went to a coin shop with him, and I was just kind of walking around. I was about maybe 6 years old, and I asked the guy, could I look at some pennies? And he pulled out this little bin, and he said, just pick out the ones you like, and don't worry about it. So I picked out a couple. Well, I didn't pick out the ones that he thought were great, so he turned around and he grabbed a really, really nice, brilliant, almost uncirculated Indian head penny, and gave it to me as a gift. And I went home and I found out everything I could about the coin, and it was worth actually a good amount of money. And my family at the time, we didn't really have much money. My dad tried to dabble here and there to, kind of like I say in my videos, hustle a little bit here and there to make a bit of extra money. And I just kind of happened to be along for the ride that day, and I caught the fever.
Right. Fever for the flavor of coinage. Very good. Well, that's awesome. Yeah. That's really cool. It's amazing how we can influence the younger generations, and somebody had a great influence on you. And who knows, with that person being so kind to you, if that wouldn't have happened, I would have never have heard Frozen by Sanctuary sung by the great RavenHawk Coins.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you're right. And that's one of the things that's most important, Sal, is being a positive influence and making sure that, you give back to the community. I sometimes get people say I'm a little too generous. And quite frankly, I want to see the younger people doing the same stuff we're doing, having shows, putting out their own videos and being, creators, because there's a lot to be said, and a lot of really good, solid friendships come from doing this stuff. To be honest, like, Flea Market Coin Hunters, I'm really become good friends with him, and Slacker Stacker and Laura Blade. And I see a lot of people in here that support the channel, and that's the whole idea. Is to keep giving forward and making sure that the youngsters, especially, that's why I do a lot of shout out videos for small channels that are, for the young kids, because a lot of times they don't get that kind of, how do you call it, exposure.
That's right. Yeah, exactly right. And that's the perfect, it's so important, I think, to, to influence and to be positive and to really spread the joy if we can. I mean, there's times to be serious and talk about serious issues, and I've done that on my channel, and I'm sure you have as well too. But it's always good to be open and realize that people that, hey, this hobby is about having fun. And even in the world of precious metals, which is where my next question is gonna be at, people can take it so seriously, so that every little thing that you say or is interpreted, can be just people worry about it, and really we shouldn't worry about where silver's going to go here, where silver's going to go there, or gold, or what have you. If you have it in your stack, That's great.
Yep.
And people have different opinions, and that's what I love about this community is it's so diverse. And there's so many different kinds of folks here, and but we all have this love of the precious metals and the coins in common, and that really should be kind
Yeah.
of the main focus.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why, anybody that comes on my channel, one, I think they get kind of thrown off that here's a guy that collects coins. And a lot of people think that coins is kind of a nerdy subject. And yet you come on my channel, I'm singing rock music, I'm doing country music, I'm doing a little bit of everything, but yet I'll turn around and do something on currency and then stacking. And one of the things I think that people don't kind of think about is metal detectors, stackers, poured bar guys, and coin collectors. We all touch the same stuff. We're all looking at the same things. It might be for different reasons, but I hit on that in some of the videos where I talk literally and say you need to have fractional silver and fractional gold in currency if there's any kind of economic disaster or there's a natural disaster. And try to make it fun, but yet teach the right things. So like also doing the coin roll hunts where I teach people how to hustle. You can get half dollars that are silver still at 50 cents face value, war nickels, things like that, and be able to use $100 or so, let's say $110 to start, right? Get yourself a box of nickels, you find some good stuff, you take it back to the bank, you keep doing that. Eventually you got yourself a roll of war nickels because they're plentiful in circulation, and you hustle that into better things. And that's one of the things I'm trying to teach people is honest hustle, and you can do well.
And if you keep at it long enough with that roll of nickels, and you really hustle with those coin roll hunts, you will have a nickel med of silver war nickels.
Exactly. You can do the nickel med.
No one can do it like you can do it. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what it is? That's a product of being I had a lot of family, but I also got into a lot of trouble. So I'd get grounded and I'd be in my room
right.
and, I'd hear somebody's voice and I'd try to just kind of go, okay, guys, YouTube here and Sal, just,
Yeah, all right.
and I don't always do it perfect, but I try to get there.
Yeah, you do it well. You have great impressions as well. That's awesome. So, in sort of the natural movement from coin collecting to appreciating the precious metals, because I know you
Mhm.
do.
Yeah.
Is that kind of the tie-in? You saw this Lincoln, there's Indian head cents, and then you're like, okay, this is cool. Now I want to see what other stuff's out there, and then you see, oh, they're
Yeah.
made of silver.
Yeah, and that's really what happened. And then once I figured out that I could take, like I was saying, a small amount of money and get silver for face value, when you can pull here's the thing. You and I both know if you're dealing with enough dealers, they're going to give you about roughly 12 to 13 times face value, depending on what silver's at. Well, if I'm paying 50 cents and I can turn around and get $6 for that same coin that I only paid 50 cents for, you can't do that kind of return on investment in an IRA or anything. Not even futures usually pay off like that.
Right.
So that's one of the things that kind of baffles me because I'll have people say, oh, well, you're wasting time coin roll hunting. And I was like, no, actually, coin roll hunting's allowed me to increase my stacking. Coin roll hunting and collecting coins, it gives you the ability to keep your eye out, and see things, because you'd be amazed at how many people literally still don't know that there's intrinsic value to silver and gold. They just don't get it.
Right. Exactly. Yep. And yeah, and that's just the only thing about coin roll hunting I've always wondered about, because I know a lot of people in the community do it, and that
Mm-hmm.
is that with each coin roll hunt that you do, that you take out of the circulation,
Right.
there's that much less that's out there. I remember a video on YouTube several years ago about a guy who they did a radio campaign about it, about
Mm-hmm.
how to and it was searching half dollars. And that was probably 4, 5, maybe 6 years ago. And but now it's probably, I mean, as you do it long enough, you're probably going to find less and less. But maybe, who knows? Maybe some people will get desperate. I know I've seen some. I was at a casino once and saw
Mm-hmm.
silver quarters come out because people were desperate and used silver quarters to
Yeah. Yeah, there's some places that don't know and still use, silver, but you hit on it. You hit on the idea. Oh, now I lost my train of thought, Sal. I'm sorry, man.
That's all right, no
Um,
worries. But
we're talking.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You said about how people in circulation. That's what it was.
Right.
My apologies. When I was younger, yeah, I used to find a lot more Indian heads and buffaloes and war nickels were in, a lot. I'm still surprised that I'm finding them because I have conversations all the time with people at banks and different things that they don't even know that war nickels exist.
Right.
And then when you tell them, they're like, I've seen those and I've gotten rid of them. And I find buffalo heads and stuff. But the one thing that bothers me on some of the things is some of these people you're seeing them pull, 50, 60, 70 silver half dollars, and quite frankly, I haven't hit something like that ever. I did really well when I was really young, but in the last couple of years, there's a lot more awareness. And honestly, if you pull 3 or 4 silvers out of a box of halves, you're doing really well.
Right. Right. Yeah. It just
You
takes
know,
patience and time. It does take there is time involved in all that too. And that's something that is to be counted for, but it's fun. I mean, if you enjoy it, I think that's great. And you do a great job with your coin roll hunts. And, but I love your currency stuff too, man. I need to do a video shouting you out with mine, cause I have a lot of the same notes as well.
yeah, I really see that's one of the things that you asked. Another thing that sparked my interest is I used to be able to buy, my dad and I would go to the coin stores and you could buy foreign currency for $5 stuffed full in a lunch bag. Yep, the
Oh, yeah.
Saddam notes.
Yep.
I know I have some of those somewhere. But you could buy foreign currency for $5 for a lunch sack and go through it and find the most beautiful notes, artwork, and it tells stories and histories of the countries. I mean, United States currency, as far as banknotes, is pretty boring. It has a lot of hidden stuff in it, but it's not like it used to be. Our old stuff like the horse blankets and the bigger, large bills used to be beautiful works of art, but when they went to standardization, it kind of turned it boring.
It sure did. Yeah, exactly. And there used to be a cereal called Almond Delight that actually you could get these notes in the box when they used to do prizes inside the boxes and stuff like that.
Oh wow! Yeah, see, you're like me. I have I literally have the same kind of thing. A little plastic envelopes full of
Yeah.
banknotes, and I go, "What do I do with these things?"
They're just fun. It's fun. There's a lot of art involved in these things. I mean, it's insane in the membrane. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's very true. Cypress Hill.
Got no brain because I'm insane. Insane in the membrane. Hey, that might be a Raven request.
You know,
You never
the
can
only thing
know.
I've been trying to make sure that there's no cussing in my songs as much as possible.
I swear,
And
the
try
next
to.
time you cuss, I swear I'm gonna. No, I'm kidding.
You son of a motherless goat.
Yeah, exactly. In heat.
In heat. But yeah, no, as you could probably tell, when I was younger, I used to get in a lot of trouble. We'd be in class and I'd mess with the teachers because I could make other noises. I'd do
Right.
trumpets and different stuff, and I'd be in the corner going, and the teacher wouldn't know where it was coming from. And then I had a friend that I taught how to do it, and he'd do it from the other side of the room.
That's funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was kind of the
Yeah.
class clown too. Back in uh back in school, was a class clown. Crazy, crazy. Well, very cool. All right, well, moving along now. Um, what made you decide, and when did you start your channel, and what made you decide to get into YouTube?
Well, I started my channel August 22nd of this year. I had been watching different streams and watching the different channels out there. And quite frankly, I was, not to be disrespectful to anybody, but I was kind of bored,
Right.
and when I started my stuff, I was kind of that drier person. And I just figured, you know what? I need to do something different, something that's a little more fun, something that gets people's attention to have literally to have fun. And the music thing was really a friend of mine goating me into a bet. And I'm one of those people, I if I bet or if I say something, I keep my word. And so I put out the Jim Morrison song and couldn't believe the response it got.
Oh yeah.
But I really wanted to come on and educate people about what I knew and also that I could teach them how to make their money work for them, even if they only had a small amount of money.
Right.
It's like one of the things where I told you in an email that I really appreciate everything you've been doing for me and hope to one day have the kind of gold that you do. And, you know, I made that comment in the sense that it was, I respect you, but also I had been ripped off.
Right.
And, I lost a very, very large part of my collection. And so it's been that's why I wear the mask. I
Right.
don't really want people to know where I live and all these other things because quite frankly, even the Indian heads and stuff I've been showing off lately, one of my friends who's a coin dealer was like, I don't know if I'd show those. They're worth more than what they're in a book. And I said, yeah, I understand that, but this is a community and I want to try to help people learn different things and what to look out for. So that's really what got me into it, was seeing an ability to help teach people and have fun.
Right. Well, and safety is the utmost importance. We talked about kids earlier, and
Yeah.
I had posted a video a while ago about the ways to be safe, being on YouTube and the like, because it's, I think that if kids are going to be on here, they ought to be supervised by their parents. I mean, they can have their own
Yeah.
channels, but just to be careful, because you never know. I mean, you got to be careful online, anywhere online, but especially YouTube, and especially with coins and the like, and the precious metals, and just be safe. So you're very wise to hide your. I mean, we all hide our identity to a point, and but it's just what it's
Yeah.
about. I mean, this is a way to interact, and there's a lot of great people out there, but there's also some not so great people, and you just have to be prepared for that. So that's great advice for sure.
Yeah, and here the best thing to do is just to stay above all the drama. Everybody's human. We're all going to react to things that we see a certain way, but um, consistency and integrity over time will shine through everything. And I think that's why people like yourself and some other channels that I like Slacker Stacker and April Gabriel and
Right.
Laura Blade and a whole bunch of people in this room, that I don't mean to leave anybody out, but this is the kind of community that is great. The stacker community, the coin collecting community, everybody is coming together in ways that it should be. And over time, if you just like I said, just keep going positive, it you can't but help get good things come your way. It's hard to explain to somebody if they're negative, but it's kind of one of the reasons why there was a gentleman, and I'm not going to put him out there, but he was kind of a negative dude, and he kept messing with me, and I kept telling him, hey, man, I still love you as a person. I understand why you're angry, and hope you get better. And eventually, when they see that, they leave you alone.
Right, right, and that's just it. The vast majority, the super vast majority of the people here in the community are great, and they're wonderful people. There's a very very few that are the negative Nancy's, so to speak. And as a friend of mine once
Yeah.
told me that, you know, not everybody's gonna like you, no matter what you do. You can't please everybody. You can just all you can do is just do your thing, and and that's it. There's some people you just can't reason with, and
Yeah,
I know I've seen that on here, and I've tried. I've tried, like the one troll that I ended up having to ban. Who I'm talking about, Frederick. And
oh yeah, hashtag give Fred a hug
yeah, Fred, we tried to
2017.
be nice to old Frederick. We tried our best, but
Yeah.
and the thing is as I try to put myself in, like, well, how would these people be if I met them in person? Would it be,
Yeah.
but after a while, you realize, you know what? If they're this way all the time and every single time you interact with them, then more likely in person, they're going to be just as bad, if not worse, and
Mm-hmm.
for real. So, and again, focusing on the positive. There's a lot of great people here in the community, and I certainly appreciate every one of my subscribers, and I appreciate having met a great person like you and so many other people. This has just been a wonderful experience for me, for sure. And I appreciate the different personalities here, and I find myself, you know, trying to imitate your imitation of my voice.
Yeah, because you know what's funny? I listened to the first couple and I had your voice a lot closer. And then kind of as I've gone along and I just do it, I I kind of add my little flair, you know,
Yeah,
because
which is awesome. I love that.
yeah, and I like making it to where we have some funny stuff. I don't know if you caught the one that I had recently. I had you doing Sir Mix-a-Lot, but I don't think you saw that one yet.
Oh, I don't think I know. I've missed some videos. Some people, some like Corn Stacker's been pumping out videos. I know you've been pumping them
Yeah.
out, and so I'm missing some. I try my best to support the community and try to watch as much videos as I can. But if I do miss some, I apologize. If there's one you particularly want me to see, just and that goes for anybody listening to this. If there's a video you want me to see, just send me a message or what have you, and I'll try my best to take the time out to watch it. And I certainly appreciate everyone taking the time to watch my videos as well. And I will say, I'm not a braggadocious type person, but I gotta say this. I gotta say that I probably do the best impersonation of Salivate Metal out there.
I would say so.
I mean, is that a fair statement, or am I going overboard there with that one?
I think that's a true statement, Sal.
Oh man, thank you. I was so worried about that. I wanted to.
But you know, and that's the thing. Like it becomes almost. And here's something where it's a great format to say this, guys. Any of you guys, if you leave Sal a message, I know he reads them, and he reads a lot of them. And I'm not even a fraction of this guy's channel size, and it becomes a lot of work. You know, so I end up doing what I call binge watching. And Sal will tell you, I'll go back and watch videos of people's that are really old to kind of help maybe somebody else see a comment or whatnot, but also to let that person know that, hey, it might take me a while to get to your stuff, but I do care about your feelings. I do want to validate you as a person. And if you're putting out good content, I want to see what you got to say.
Right. And that's cool. And that's kind of how I am too. I mean, we have Junius Maltby in the house too, and he calls himself the most boring channel on YouTube. But I tell you what, he has a lot of great content, and he gets a lot of people that enjoy his stuff. So he's a good dude too. He's a solid dude. I've interviewed him here before, and he's a great guy. A lot of good folks here. Adrian Mud Swat's here, and
Nice.
all is one.
My name is Mud.
Yeah, my name is Mud. There you go. Exactly. So, anyways, with that being said, so now we've got the YouTube thing out of the way. And I tell you what, if there's anything else, I'm trying to think if there's any. Okay? I've got to ask. You are so talented and you're so versatile with your singing, all these different songs from all these different genres.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to ask you 2 questions related to music. All right, and then we'll take some questions from the chat side here. Number 1, what's your favorite metal band? Your heavy metal band.
Okay.
I'll let you answer that one first, and I'll ask you the other one.
I'm gonna say Godsmack.
Oh, cool. I can see you liking Godsmack. That makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
From Boston.
Yeah. Scully's got an awesome voice, but you know what? It's very hard when somebody asks me for a favorite because I literally I call coin collecting and math and music my curse, and so I memorize songs that I don't even like.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And now I forgot the other question. No. Let me see. Man, what was the other question? I guess is there a particular genre that you like more than any other?
Yeah. That would have to be reggae.
Reggae, cool. That's cool. You ever heard the song Sweat?
But you know, to be honest, I have about 60 gigs of reggae on.
Wow.
Yeah. So more than likely I've heard the song and
But no. I don't know. I can't sing, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, all you do is get on there and go,
Oh yeah.
Do, 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 do,
Hey,
do.
Junius is mentioning he likes Elder. I remember he posted a song with Elder in there. I remember that. It was pretty
Hey,
cool.
Junius has a good idea. Eka Mouse, if you guys have not listened to him, he has a great music. He's really fun, and he literally's how do you say he goes bong bong ding ding, and he does all these weird little sound effects, but at the same time, his music has really good stories, and that's one of the reasons I do the songs I normally do is because of the stories that are attached to them.
That's cool. That's cool. You wouldn't want to do any Cannibal Corpse songs though, because the stories behind those songs are pretty macabre.
Yeah, they're a pretty hard band.
Wolfman Sachs. Here's another one. He's got a cool. He speaks German too, apparently. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's take some questions from the audience.
Sounds good.
Let me pop out there. And when you ask a question, you can either do one or two things. Either highlight my name or whatever, or you put 2 asterisks before the question so I know what to ask. And Raven, you can see the side chat too. So if you see anything, just answer it if I miss it. But let's see here.
Junius brought up Eka Mouse. I've actually met that gentleman. That guy's
Really?
like 6'3", 6'4", and he's
Whoa.
buff. He's a big buff dude. That's why it throws people off. You hear his music and you think he's this little skinny dude.
Yep.
No, he's a really big Jamaican.
Numismatic Okie says, as a bass player, I firmly believe that if you're not a fan of a band unless you know the bass player's name, like John Mayung from Dream Theater, or D.D. Verney from Overkill, or what's that guy's name? Les Claypool. I forget what band he's from.
That is Promise.
I know. I'm teasing Numismatic.
A lot of people don't know that he actually auditioned for Metallica, and Metallica said you were just too much for us.
Yep, exactly. April Gabriel wants us to do a song together. I can play the bass. Shoot,
That'd be awesome.
I could probably do harmony with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
We could do Bohemian Rhapsody. No.
That would be really... Yeah, Seal. Mamma mia.
Diarrhea. Oh, never mind. That's not how that goes.
Grossa panties Figaro. Magnifico. Oh. It says, I see Mud saying... What?
Sorry.
It looks like Mud saying, where do I see my channel in 1 year time? You know what? To be honest, Mud, I never thought I'd be this far this fast. What I plan on doing is a lot of things with my good buddy, and I'm not even going to call him a friend. I'm going to call him my brother, and that's Victor Cruz of Flea Market Coin Hunters. If you have not watched that gentleman's show, he's awesome.
Cool.
He's got 7 kids, Sal. 7.
Wow, that's awesome, man. 7 kids. All right, Junius Malpe wants to know what's your favorite Rage Against the Machine song.
That would be Killing in the Name of.
Yeah, that's probably mine too. But my favorite will be when they turn conservative and do a conservative metal album. That will be my favorite. I don't think
they'll say investing in silver. Didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Laura Blade, do I play any instruments? I do know how to play the trumpet. I know how to play the baritone. And I'm going to learn guitar here pretty soon.
Cool. Stephen Heath. Stephen is the man. And by the way, speaking of Stephen Heath. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Sheffield Steel right there, brother. From Stephen Heath. Thanks, brother. This thing is awesome.
Oh, nice.
That thing.
Stephen made that?
Stephen sent this thing to me.
Dude, that is an awesome knife,
Very
man.
nice. This thing is sharp as a tack, and yeah, wow. Hey, there's Donald in New Mexico.
What's up, Donald? How you doing?
He'd rather see me do fake push-ups than sing. I'm a fake news push-upper, according to him. Anyone like Hayseed Dixie? I've heard of them. They do the bluegrass version of AC/DC, I think.
That'd be interesting. That kind of almost reminds me of Dred Zeppelin when they had the guy doing like Elvis Led Zeppelin songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
And it looks like you have a new subscriber here from the one and only Silver Wolverine, who's been first to comment on many of my videos. Silver Wolverine is a great guy. He's doing a giveaway right now, actually.
Nice. I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm a
Yeah,
big fan of the get. I'm still waiting for that banknote from J3, but I know it takes a while to get through Canada.
yeah, yeah. All right, Leon 97 GER, who lives in Germany, wants to know if you have any German ancestry in you.
Yes, I do.
Sweet, I do too. Believe it or cannot.
Jawohl.
Jawohl.
Yeah, I do have a German ancestry, but I'm literally the the quintessential Heinz 57. I have a little bit of everything.
Cool. All right. And now Laura Blake wants to know if it has a request, I think, for one of your videos to sing in
He would,
some Nirvana.
yeah. Let me. You know what? Somebody tried to call. I'm sorry. What was that question, Sal?
She just would like to hear some Nirvana in one of your videos.
Yeah, that would be. Nirvana is not. Here's the thing with Nirvana. Nirvana is a cool band to do. Um, it depends on the song, but I'll give it a shot. I think
Cool.
I have a good one in mind. The Lake
Come
of
as you
Fire
are,
one.
man.
I just can't remember the name.
I could see you doing "Come as You Are." That's just my. Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Stephen Heath says I should, if it gets wet, to make sure I dry the blade. Yes.
Something's going on with my phone here, Sal. Somehow I
Oh,
lost a lot of my volume.
oh man,
Here we go.
I can hear
Okay, can
you.
I hear you now?
Yeah.
Ah,
Can you hear me now?
I don't know what happened. My volume went down to pretty much nothing. I'm trying to fix it real quick
Okay.
here.
Let me know when you can hear
Oh,
me.
yeah, now I can hear you. I
Okay.
apologize, guys.
No, that's all right.
What is
So you can hear me
okay? So
now. The question, okay, so you can hear me now, but the question will be is can you hear me later? That's really the question of the day.
that's funny.
No, Mudswat, this is not a silver blade. This is maybe better than silver because this is Sheffield steel, carbon steel. And as Stephen Heath says, if this thing gets wet, I'm going to have to dry it off pretty quickly because it could rust. But other than that, it's awesome. And by the way, Mr. Monkey Swag 96, who I've interviewed here before too, is an awesome dude. And he has a great question for RavenHawk. What is your
Sounds
favorite
good.
coin series?
My favorite coin series, I would think, is honestly the Indian head pennies.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
really love the Indian head. Well, some people call it cents, but when you go and buy a box, it's a box of penny.
Right,
you
right.
know,
Yep,
it would sound. Could you imagine walking up? Can I get a box of cents? And you
right.
just say, well, do you want common sense, street
Yeah,
sense?
there you go. Oh my gosh. No, let's see here. Slacker Stacker says he's still waiting on the song Framed.
Yes, I am going to do that song for him. And you know what? I'll tell you what. Tonight, I'll do it tonight. I promise.
I saw a band named Framed, and they opened up for Roger Rabbit.
Ha! That's a
That's corny.
holy.
Corny. That was corny. Oh,
You
Silver
know, if I
Wolverine he's got a challenging one here.
okay.
Can you sing Highway to Hell?
Ouch. Here's the thing with AC/DC. If I do the song, I won't be able to do a song for probably a week
Right. Yep.
because yeah, you could go. It's that I'm on a high. Like to
Yeah.
me, it's so.
Raspy. Raspy.
Yeah, I would think he would have to literally had throat surgeries after singing like that.
Yeah. Crazy. Laura Blade, your
Wolfman
favorite.
Sachs, I would definitely do that with someone if they want to collab on something. That'd be fun.
Laura Blade's got a great question. Favorite paper note. Favorite paper note.
My absolute favorite paper note is the whatchamacallit. Like, I can't believe I'm drawing blanks because I get nervous.
Don't
Is
be.
is literally the silver star certificates and the godless ones to be exact,
Yeah.
the 1935s. Because what I find really kind of funny is that it ran from A to G, and we found God when we hit G.
Right. Right. Wow.
Yeah,
That's wow.
so
Very cool. Awesome. Um, Cranking Him singing Tom Sawyer by Rush.
Thanks, Janius. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. And I just recently subbed to him, and I was going to go over there and look at his giveaway. We've got the Godfather of Gold in the house, Coin Stacker
Corn
G.
Stacker G. Yeah, he's the man. Corn Stacker G. He says hi with a lowercase h, but it doesn't mean he's not very enthused. He's very enthused. He's always is.
He's got me
I'm
grinning.
He's got me grinning too. In fact, I'm waiting. My challenge to him is to record a video with a thick New Jersey accent. You know what I'm saying?
All you got to do is be a flea market coin
Yeah,
hunter.
there you go. Get the flea market thing going there. That's right. Exactly. Hey, look at Laura Blade. She found some corn to put in there.
Nice.
He
Somebody asked me if I have some gold, and I do have some gold. Not a lot. I recently got a little more, and that is simply because of getting robbed before. I lost a lot of money, Sal. We'll just put it
wow.
that way.
Yeah, I'm sorry
And it
about
was
that, man.
by
That's awful.
well,
Well, I've been
it goes to show
burglarized
you
too.
that yeah. So it is why I am the way I am, and I'm thinking maybe one day the mask will come off. But for now, I'm going to keep it the way it is.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You see, Coin Stacker, for those about to grin, for those about to grin, we salute you.
Okay. That's the Donald Trump thing he does. He puts his fingers together like that. Okay. All right. Very good. Nice. Well, you know what? Hey, can you vamp a little bit there, Raven, while I get some coffee? You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I'll talk
All
to
right.
people.
And
What's up, guys?
they will ask you questions on the side chat, and I will come right back. And
Sounds good.
all
All
right,
right.
I'll be right back.
Thanks a lot, Adrian. It's good to see everybody. Oaksy, what's going on, guys? Got John Doe and Silver Wolverine. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. And Numismatic Oki, you're right, man. You're right. Slacker. You don't need a mask. You're a good looking dude. Steven, who's Run to the Hills by? And Oaksy, yes, I am going to. I'm actually getting the two Succubus proofs, 2016 and 2017. Barb, I'm not doing live feeds yet, but I'm going to try to do that probably in the next week or two. I want to get things set up and see how it works. And, maybe start a during the day live feed. Mr. Monkey Swag, I did see your sub. Thank you very much. I'm definitely going to come and check you out. I have a tendency to binge watch Burned by Acid. No, Silverback. Actually, one or two people that have seen me, uh, I have no scars. I just look like a normal, average Joe. Oaksy, my favorite coin, I'm going to say the Indian head first, and then I really love the Morgan and Peace dollars. John Doe, worth buying an NGC membership. I didn't like their customer service, to be honest. I went with PCGS, and they have a really good customer service. And if you buy the right level, like the platinum level, you get 8 free gradings. So that's not too bad. What's an Antifa? I don't know what Antifa masks is. But it works for you to have, options to do that into any Canadian rock. Colonel, I did Tom Sawyer's Rush just a little while back. So I do like a little Canadian stuff here and there. I love the Canadian coins. I'm a huge, huge fan of Canadian silver. Hank Williams, Wolfman Sachs. Are you saying Hank Ill or Hank Williams? I'm not sure on that one.
Hank Hill.
And Stephen Heath, yes, I do. Oh, we got Sal. Sal's back.
Whoa, Raven. Maybe he's talking about a Hank Hill from the cartoon.
Oh yeah. If I ever catch them boys that have been whacking in my trailer.
There you go. Actually, he's saying Hank the Third. It's Hank the Third. Hank Williams the Third.
Oh yeah, I like Hank Williams. I'm gonna have to look up the wait. There's another one after Hank Williams Jr. There's a third, huh?
Yeah, there's a third, and he's got some pretty crazy lyrics. I gotta tell you, it's not your typical. He sings like his grandfather, but
Uh-huh.
his lyrics are very, very like, I mean, suicidal. I've heard some of them kind of.
Oh wow.
And
I don't understand any of the like even Bob Dylan's son runs around all sad faced all the time. You're like, buddy, you got the world by the short hairs. Like, come on. you know?
exactly,
But
it's crazy.
but but that proves that money doesn't buy happiness, you know?
Half he does, unless you're $50 he can buy happiness.
There you go.
He's back like a vertebrae. Word, thanks, Happy.
Colonel, I'll definitely check that out.
No, you're right though. It's a good point, a Raven. Money doesn't buy happiness, And there's that's the thing people don't realize is that it's not all about happiness either, because happiness is temporary. It's about joy.
Mhm.
Joy
That's
is really what
exactly
it's about.
it.
Yep.
Here one thing that I look at life a lot of times when I start getting a little bit down, I remember what a very wise person that I respect a lot and love, and that's my pops.
Right.
He said that life is a series of problems, and you overcome those problems, and in between you get little fleeting bits of happiness and joy, and you hold on to those and you make the best of it.
Right.
And that's the way it goes. Thanks for all the compliments, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Brittany Meza, for the cool mask.
Yeah, Brittany. Good to see you, Brittany. I think Brittany tried to come in last time and came in after the fact, so I'm glad she's here now. Very cool. Mr. Sting says, gold and silver going to melt away. Is that in a song? By the way, good to see you, Silverback Stacker.
Yeah, I wonder if that's an interesting song. I've never heard of it, but what do you think about silver, Sal? It seems to just keep hovering around that 16, 17 range.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to stay there probably for a while. I did make a prediction, and again, my predictions are not obviously they're just my best guess, but it's fun to kind of predict, I guess, and kind of see where things are going. But I always thought that we might see silver go over $20 by the end of the year. That may not happen, And I posted a video that got a little bit of flack because I said that basically about the silver supply. And that there's plenty of silver out there. You and I can go out here on the internet and buy 100-ounce bar after 100-ounce bar, monster box after monster box. And if there was a shortage of supply, we wouldn't be able to buy as much for the price we're buying it at. It's just simple economics,
Yeah, supply and demand. That's 100%.
But at the same time, I do understand that there is a little bit of a deficit in between the production but it's not enough to affect the price at this point.
Right, because what'll happen is companies and technology will go to other countries to get that silver that they want. Mexico has a huge stockpile of silver.
Well, and because they're one of the largest producers, and that's just it. The Silver Institute measures world demand and supply. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like there's a lot of it out there. It does not mean that it's not worth anything. It's obviously is. And if everybody started collecting it, yes, you would see the price go through the roof. But the fact is that there's more out there than I mean, we're really in essentially to a point now where there's not as much love for silver as there once was because of the cryptos and because of and because people feel jaded because I'll never forget this message somebody sent me about this was back in probably 2015 or 14. If I can find it, I might even try and screen capture it. It may be gone now, but essentially they said, well, what are you going to do? What do you say to somebody like me who spent $100,000 buying Silver Eagles back in 2011 and had to sell them for less than half of that? What kind of investment has silver been for me? I'm out all this money. And I felt bad for the guy, but his first mistake was is calling it an investment.
Well, and that's the thing. So like, if you buy high, come on, anybody that does their research, if you were one of the peoples that bought when silver was at $35 to $50 an ounce, then you just didn't understand what you were doing. I mean, it's buy low, sell high. That's the simple
Right.
way of stocks,
Yep.
commodities, you know. And unfortunately, if somebody took $100,000 at $50, there's no. I mean, it's their fault. You know,
Right.
if it drops to 20 or 10, you took a gamble. That was greed.
Yeah.
You know, if
And
and
that's why
that's going to be.
I'm reluctant to get into the cryptos, because if you go and buy them,
Mhm.
you know, not only, and actually Junius posted a great video about this very thing, because I actually was going to spend like $30 to $50 in crypto on Coinbase. And then I
Mhm.
saw the transaction fee that it had, and then I saw, you know what, that you can't, you know, you can only withdraw certain amounts at certain times, and if you do try to withdraw when the price goes down, Coinbase crashes or goes offline.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that, you know, buying high and selling low, as was mentioned up here by Wolfman. You know,
Mhm.
you know, Bitcoin is very high right now, and yes, it could go higher. Some say 25, but the thing is, all these people making these predictions, it's easy to make a prediction uh, when silver is at $50 and say, well, it's going to go to $200, or when
Right.
Bitcoin is at $7,000 and say it's going to go to $25,000. It's much harder when it's on the way down, and then people start predicting the other way, and you just
Mhm.
don't know. You just don't know. But what I do know is this about silver, and back to your original question, is that it's hovering around the $16, $17 an ounce right now, and gold is staying pretty stable too. It's stable.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
never, it will never go to zero. It has intrinsic value, and that intrinsic value is what is paramount. And it has
Yep.
survived for millennia. It has survived for millennia. Look at
And then
Junius.
that's the thing that blows. Here's what blows my mind about cryptocurrency is that we haven't been that far ahead in history yet that people had a hard time with paper money in their hand versus gold and silver. How are they buying fluff on the internet of just a random number generator that's doing compound interest is basically what it looks like to me. And you know, I wish I'd bought in, but I'm never gonna do it. You
Right.
know?
Well, yeah. I mean, hindsight is always 2020, from what I understand. If I look behind me,
Oh yeah.
let me look behind me and see if it really is 2020. Oh, I see Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters on there, so it really is 2020. Um, but the thing is that, yeah, if we would have only known where it would be today, yes, we would have bought it when it was you know, $10 a Bitcoin or what have you. But
Yeah.
every time it goes up, it becomes more risky, and you know, it's just, yeah, it's, to me, it's
But
just.
that,
And there's something that there's some people say, well, there is intrinsic value in Bitcoin because it takes a lot of calculations and computations in the blockchain, where the ledgers are stored. And yes, I understand that, and I can appreciate that. But at the same time, when it's all said and done, you know, it's not in your hand. And you can have a
it's
hardware wallet, you can have this and that, but nothing can take silver or gold out of your hands unless it's literally taken from you or you sell it.
to me, Bitcoin is like how in foreign countries they don't know what insurance is. You know, because it doesn't exist. You're buying air.
Right,
You
right.
know?
Yep.
And here's the thing, if there's an economic, you know, collapse or we lose the grid, you're not gonna all these Bitcoin people, if they haven't diversified and done, you know, things like how we talk about fractional silver and making sure that you cover your butt, you're done because it's literally if it disappears, like Junius is saying right here, if it disappears, who's really going to find it?
Right, right. Yeah,
You know, and who's to say that it's not the next Enron? You know, that
exactly.
they turn around and go, oh, we did all this creative accounting to get this up to $7,000+ a share. I mean, that's just like mind boggling.
Oh,
You
really?
know?
really is. It's crazy. I mean, it's it's kind of, it reminds me, you know, that the stock market is so overvalued too. I mean, it's just everything, it just keeps going up and up, and the higher it goes up, the harder it's going to fall, in my opinion, you know.
Yep.
But the thing
And
is,
that's the sad thing.
and that's the thing about gold and silver, and even to an extent copper, to a point, you know.
Hmm.
It can only go so low. Copper took a huge dip. Copper's high was about in 2008 and 2009 when they started making copper bullion. It was
Hmm.
going for a pretty good price, and people were buying it, and then it crashed. But even now, copper still has, um, you know, an intrinsic value. I don't even know what it's going for. It's price per pound, but it'll
Right.
never go to zero because there's value there, and it's an
Right.
intrinsic value.
Yeah, it's a precious metal, and you know the crazy thing, the cool thing that I'm seeing is a trend in what they call like semi-numismatic, or you know, like the and maybe I'm using the wrong word, but the four horsemen of the apocalypse. Have you seen what the first copper round is going at now?
No, I haven't.
It's
Wow.
about it's like $15 on average to get the White Horse of Conquest copper round. And
Wow.
that was a round that came out at $1.29, or if you bought a roll, you could get them at $1.09 a piece.
Right. That's
So
crazy. That's wild.
yeah, and try to get one of the White Horse, the silver rounds. Even if it has milk spotting, they're pulling about a $50 premium on a $20 coin.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, so supply and demand, buddy.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly right. It sure is. That's for sure. And as Chuck Tenner says, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And that's really
Yep.
what it boils down to, really. Silver Speed is here. He's weighing less and less kilograms every week. He's losing weight and documenting it on his channel.
Nice.
John Hartley is here. He uh he just got through restoring an Arisaka Type 99 WW2 Japanese rifle. That's awesome.
Wow.
Matt
Yeah,
Malt.
I'm a pretty avid. I collect knives, and I was a competitive shooter for a while, or marksman.
Oh wow.
And yeah, you know, if you're not protecting your home and family, then you know you're kind of living in a fantasy land.
That's right. That's exactly right. I've got I enjoy guns too. In fact, if I can find it, I'll show you what happened to the last invader that came through. I might not be able to. Let me see if I have that thing handy here. Let's see here. I don't. Nothing's ever around when you really want it, but
Yeah.
it is. Let's see here. It's gotta be around.
Let's see here. I know we had some. There were some good comments in here, and
Yeah, I
there
missed
was,
it. I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah. Anyways, there's a piece tower that I shot with a 50 caliber.
oh, that must have been a hell of. I'm sorry about blank. Heck of an experience.
Oh yes, it surely was. Shooting that gun was quite wild. I've got a
I,
357, but the 50 caliber wasn't mine. But it was fun shooting a Smith and Wesson 500. If I can
those
find it.
With those 500s have a kick that is just
Oh yeah.
wow.
Have you shot one before?
Yeah, I've shot those. I've shot the 50 cal Desert Eagle a bunch of times.
Nice.
You know, I've shot M1 Garands. I used to do long distance rifle matches, so we would do 1,000-yard matches,
Very cool.
and you'd have to keep your grouping in about the size of a quarter to a half dollar.
Man.
You know, and to give an idea, I believe 1,000 yards is over a quarter mile.
Yeah, probably.
I'm not really good at the conversions of that, but it's a long ways.
Yes, it sure is. That sure is. Wow.
Yeah. So, you
Silver
know,
Wolverine wants to see one of my guns. Let me see if I can pull one out here. You can keep.
did Hydro Economist tell me to burn my shirt? You don't like Bob Marley, Hydro? Oh, hey, Cornstacker G. Song number 8, I believe, is Hank Williams, the Country Boy Can Survive song. I saw you mention it earlier. Silver Speed, you're actually right. People should respect guns completely. And to be honest, my stuff is strictly to protect. I would never try to. Ooh, nice. You got me distracted. I would never try to hurt somebody on purpose. You know, that's just wrong. That's not how you live life.
That's right. You got to be safe and careful with these. Got to respect the firearms. That's for sure.
There we go. Colonel has it right. It's over a half a mile.
Oh wow, yeah.
And you know, I don't know if you know this, but oh, that's a 44 even.
Yeah.
The 350. What I like doing
Ruger
is
38, which actually I like a little more, but it's not handy right now, or it's not
well,
new.
what I was going to tell you, if you like the Ruger 38, you should step up into the Ruger 357 and use a really hot.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that's what I have. I
357.
have a 357, and you can shoot 38s out of it too. And
Yep.
what I like about it is when you shoot it, what I like to do for fun is slide in random some 357s and then 38s in there too. So I don't know what I'm gonna shoot.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, it's quite a difference, I tell you.
Oh yeah, it's night and day. You know, but a really super hot 38 round is pretty good.
Oh yeah, yes,
And
that's right.
you know, Laura's right. California gun laws are horrible. They're
Yeah.
just absolutely horrible. That's a nice one.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, and like you said, it's about respecting the weapon and um, and being careful and also protecting yourself, and that's what it's about. There's a lot of, G. Gordon Liddy. I don't know if you know who he is, but
Yes, I do.
I follow his mantra. He says to have a gun in every single room of the house at the ready,
Yep.
and that's always a good thing. And I don't shoot as much as I'd like to, but I can hit a target, and and it is fun to do, and like you said, you really learn to respect the weapons, and as you shoot them, it gives you an appreciation, and yeah.
You
So
see what Colonic Stacker just said?
Colonic Stacker's here. Very cool.
That
He
was
gave me
funny.
crap when I saw RavenHawk. Yes. He's the one person that tracks down Cole Silver, who hasn't been around in a while. He's another member of the community you'd probably enjoy there, Raven.
Yeah, Colonic Stacker, he's very active in your streams. He seems like a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he is a cool dude. Yes. Ooh, and Barb carries an ice pick. Nice. Hey, Corn. All right. Hey, Corn Stacker. I can almost hear him saying this. He says, "Holler at y'all later." Take it squeezy,
Yeah.
Corn Stacker. Corn squeezins. Appreciate you coming by, my friend.
Definitely. Thanks for coming out, guys.
Yeah, you guys are
And I
awesome.
appreciate you bringing me on, Sal. You know, like I remember your contingency was 6 months as a channel, and I've only been doing it since August. So I was trying to kind of wait a little while.
Yeah, no, it's all good. And by the way, that's not a hard and fast rule. If people are active in the community and they're engaged in making videos like you've been doing, that's not a hard and fast rule. And by the way, I'll extend the invitation out to any of you as well out there who have had channels. As a general rule, unless you've been at it for a while, or you've been pretty active in the community, shoot me an email at salivatemetal@gmail.com, and we'll schedule something. I mean, I know there's some people here in this room right now who I'd love to interview, but I don't want to put them on the spot.
Yeah.
But it's so it's totally up to you guys. Just know the invitation's out there, and yeah.
Had to put the phone on the charger here. My webcam didn't work tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, cool. Stephen Heath is too shy.
Come on, Stephen. You know what? The best thing about if you're doing public speaking and things like that is if you drink any alcohol, take one quick shot right before you do it. It's enough to just relax you.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly.
Silver Seeker's in the house. That guy.
Hey, Silver Seeker. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yes, very, very legitimate guy. He's He's another one of the guys that's trying to make sure that the information getting out there is solid and people are learning a lot.
Yeah.
And he has some of the most beautiful, beautiful proof coins that I've ever seen. And I'm not a big fan of modern proofs, but he's got, 1800 proofs. So those things are amazing.
Oh, wow. That's cool. 1800 proofs. That is cool. Wow.
We're
Yes.
talking shield nickels, seeded Liberty dimes, barbers, the whole
Nice.
thing. He's pulled out some stuff that just blows my mind.
Wow. Donald, I will check my email. I haven't checked it here recently, but I'll check it if you send an email out. I appreciate it, my friend. And let's see here. But yeah, that's awesome. Mudswat says I should put a dime in the chamber of the gun. Let's see if that is a dime size. Well, it's only a.
I don't think a 44. Nah, a dime's going to
That's
be a
not
little
gonna
too
fit.
big.
Yeah, dime would be too big for that. A dime bag might work. Dime bag Daryl. I don't have a dime
Yeah.
hand here with me anyway. Can anybody spare a dime? Here's a proof dime. Here, let me try this. I'll just show you to prove it to Mudswat.
Silver War ring. That would be a
My
boring
camera
interview.
went off. What happened to my camera? Son of a camera.
Oh, son of a cameraless goat.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute here. It's a little bit too close. There you can see it's too big. See that? I'm sorry.
Yep.
I did try. Hey, there's Poppy stuff is made it.
Poppy stuff.
All right. Good to see Poppy stuff. Yes, indeed.
I'm
All
reading
right.
some of the chat. It's pretty funny.
What's that?
I said I was reading some of the chat.
Oh.
There's some good conversation going on.
Oh, yes. Silver Wolverine says that would be a boring interview, although the Crown Royal would help. Oh, yes, indeed.
That's
All
good.
right.
Thank you, Stephen Heath. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Stephen Heath is the man. He is the man.
Sal, you've been doing this for quite a while. What is your, and of course, I'm flipping it to an interview on you all of a sudden,
Oh,
but
no worries. Yeah, it's all good in the neighborhood.
when are you going to start doing some more poured bar stuff? I love those videos,
Yeah,
man.
the thing is did those quite a while ago, probably back. Well, you saw some of those early videos, and
Yeah.
and they really didn't get that many views. And it's a friend of mine who's got the equipment. I don't actually have the stuff to do it, but
Ah,
but I need to coordinate with him and get some silver together actually in order to do that and try to do something different. I want to do something not just pouring regular stuff because there's so many members of the pouring community. I don't want to take away any of their thunder by
yeah.
any means, but it was fun doing. It's definitely an enjoyable thing. But I want to do something a little bit different if I end up doing it again and get
Did you
together with
see?
some buddies to do that.
Did you see what Losing Louis putting out? He's using a turntable.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty clever. That's pretty cool. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on a little thing with him to get a couple of his rounds because those things are that to me that was creative. If you're thinking outside the box, you definitely deserve some attention.
Now I could put a box next to a silver a mold and pour silver in it, and I could say that I'm pouring outside the box. Maybe that would be enough to.
There you go. That'd be funny.
Yeah. Oh man. But
Or you
anyway.
know what you do, Sal? You just pour it into another thing that's not square, and you're like, I'm pouring out the box.
Yeah, there you go. Literally pouring out the box. Yeah, exactly. Uh, yeah, I could. Junior says I should just buy a die press and start a mint. There
Yeah,
you
I
go.
think so.
Yeah,
You know,
that would be
I like the Fortitude. I'm saving up to get some more of your rounds. Are you going to be coming out with some new designs?
no, the fortitude here is kind of slow selling.
Mm,
Um, and I think I want to. I mean, and now obviously this is kind of a more specialized design, and it's more, not everybody likes pieces with cats on them, and I understand that. It's not like that's one reason why I made it a limited edition. But it was actually pretty expensive to do, and actually the
yeah,
sales from this piece are literally only to recoup my cost into production of these because I had to pay Regency Mint for the dyes and everything like that. And so if I can recoup those costs, then there's a chance I may do something else. But I want to do something that people would really enjoy and like. And so yeah. So maybe we'll see. But the problem is too, if I were to do something else, it's tough because there's so much that's already out there that of every. I had a particular series I wanted to do, but I don't know that it would do well. I know I would like to see it, and I thought about doing it, but it'd be very expensive because it would be literally, 4 or 5 different rounds, and I just don't have the money to put that together.
Yeah. Hey, April Gabriel says she's gonna buy a Fortitude soon.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Um,
Thank you, April. That's awesome.
Oaksy, my
Poppy
best
Stuff says
score ever.
favorite
I
round.
used to work as a cashier at a small mom and pop shop, and this guy came in and he bought stuff all with rolled stuff, all rolled coins, and so it was literally 3 rolls of silver quarters and 4 rolls of silver dimes, all of them full of silver. He
Wow.
had 64, 63, 62 on the quarters, and then the dimes, it was just all mixed Mercury and Roosevelt's, and I got them for face value because I was the cashier.
Whoa.
And yeah, yeah,
That is amazing.
that was the absolute best score I've ever got.
That is awesome. That would be so awesome. My heart would skip a beat if I saw that. I used to work at a grocery store, and I found a silver $50, 1964 silver $50, much like this one here, but not in as good a condition. And
Yeah.
My heart skipped a beat finding this. And whoa, Silver Agent is buying 3 more now of the first. Wow, that's cool.
Nice. Silver Agent.
Wow.
Silver Agent's a nice dude. He's a
Yes.
really cool guy. He's been
Wow.
very supportive.
That's cool.
Um,
That's awesome. Thank
but
you.
the thing that blew my mind, Sal, is when it happened, I didn't even look at the rolls. I was kind of irritated that this guy's buying with all change, right?
Right,
And
right.
so then I'm sitting there and I'm kind of bored and I needed to open up quarters. And so I look and I see silver. And of course, I've been collecting for a while. I was like, no way. So instead of looking at any of them, once I saw the first roll, I basically called over my boss. I said, hey, I'm going to buy all this.
Right, right.
He goes, what? He
That's
goes, why?
awesome.
I'm like, because I like coins.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, I was working at the cashier at the register at the time, and I just literally put took $1 and put it in the cash register and got that $50 and 2 quarters out and exchanged it right then and there. So it was like, wow,
Yeah,
crazy.
it is
Um,
cool. And it still happens today. I'll go to some of my banks
yeah,
and they'll go, "Oh, hey, I got something for you." And I'll tell them because I'm very honest about it. I say, "Well, that's actually worth about $6 for a half." And they'll say, "Oh, well, you always bring us donuts. We don't care. We started collecting them for you." So, negotiations and building relationships is so key in this
oh yes.
community.
And I've heard you say that on your videos too, and that's really important. That's for sure. Oh, hey, Silver Wolverine, thank you for coming by, my friend. Good to see you. And to answer a couple of other questions here, let's see here. Somebody says, Junius, that's a good idea. And actually, I'm going to be doing a giveaway with the Fortitude round probably sometime in the near future through QSB, but stay tuned for that. Let's see here. Jerry Holdridge, the link is okay. There you go. Thank you. Barb just posted it, but it's also in the description of this video too for those interested. But thank you so much. That's awesome. Um, but yes, go the extra mile, as Oaksy says, affirming what Raven has just said about that. Hey, Jake is love. Thank you for coming by. And by the way, you guys, I try to acknowledge everybody that comes in here. Jerry Holdridge is another great guy.
Yes, it is.
All these people, I appreciate you all. And so if I miss something you say, it's because I'm interviewing Raven here. But I do try to come back and forth to acknowledge you guys. I think it's so important because without you guys, we wouldn't have our channels and we wouldn't be able to do this. So we certainly appreciate you all. Well, very
Definitely.
good. So, Raven, I'm going to probably have to be splitting here soon, but does anybody have any other quick questions for Raven before we go? We'll see here what people ask if they have anything other. stuff that they want to ask Raven.
Silver Agent wants a coupon code if you got one.
Oh, you know, they don't have any promotions going right now, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I
You
wish.
choose Silver Speed. Sorry.
No, yeah, okay, yeah. Silver Speed is pretty late over there in the UK now, so yeah. Have a good night.
This is awesome, Sal. I really appreciate it, man. And it's cool to be able to see some people like Funk Tad Forcell. If
Yes.
you've not done, he's got great beats.
Oh yeah. Oh, does it really? Yeah. Cool.
Mhm.
Awesome. And very cool. And thanks, Silverback Stacker, Colonic Stacker. Oh, okay. Here we go. The pic of Mnuchin and his wife with the currency. I did see those pictures. They were getting trolled all over the place because this is the 2017 series with Mnuchin's signature on the Treasury Secretary. So he had a picture posed with him and his wife with the bills, and people were trolling all up and down because they say that he's just a bougie and doesn't connect with them people because he's, I don't know, it's crazy. But hey, you know, I think Geithner was worse, but.
Looks like so Oaksy's saying, what coin do I dislike? I absolutely do not like Eisenhower dollars. I can't stand Ike's. I'm sorry. He is a great president, but that coin is worthless.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's too cartoonish of a design, I think.
And then Wolfman Sachs is asking about the contest logo, which you actually have a submission to that I haven't forgotten about. The deadline to turn it in was the 10th, and I believe we're doing the announcement of the winner at the end of the month because I need to do a little video that highlights the different entrants.
Cool. Awesome. Oh, and by the way, Flea Market Coin Hunters is having another live stream tonight at 7:30 p.m. It's a coin roll hunt battle. Is it 7:30 Eastern time, or I guess?
Yeah, it's Eastern. He's up in New Hampshire.
Oh, okay, New Hampshire. Yeah, that's right. Mnuchin is Goldman Sachs. Donald says, "Yeah, that's what it is, I guess, because he's Goldman Sachs. That's right."
Yeah.
Eagle on the moon is lame, Junius says. That's right. How can an eagle breathe on the moon? That's a good point, Junius.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
and come on, the size of it was like the most obnoxious coin is, you know.
Right. And the thing is, because that was filmed on a back lot in Arizona.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick, exactly. Quoth the Raven, nevermore. Yes, JRW3.
My dog's trying to be a part of the show.
Hey, all right, Raven Dog, Raven Dog coins, nice. Oh, he's a cute. What's his name?
This is a Nikon.
Nikon.
It means friend in Ojibwe.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's a nice.
So
nice.
I have 4 of those bad beasts.
Oh, sweet! Wow. Very cool. Well, very cool. Well, I appreciate you, Raven, coming on. We've had a really good number of people coming in. I think we had a high of, hey, Tricky Guy is here. We've hit the hard 40s, Tricky Guy. I was just talking. We had 47, I think, top number here watching, and I appreciate every single one of you all coming in, and I hope you all will subscribe to RavenHawk Coins if you haven't already.
And, definitely. Oh, Dean's finally in the house.
Oh, Dean, there he is. Dean is the man. Tomoko's Enterprise.
I like Dean a lot.
Yeah, very cool.
I really, really do.
Yeah, he's awesome. Very thoughtful.
All right, Sal, well, it was awesome, buddy. I know we could sit here and talk for days and drag it out, but everybody's got lives.
Yeah, exactly. We sure do. And thank you again, man. I appreciate it, all you guys, and have a wonderful evening. And take it squeezy. Don't be sleazy. If you have a cold, well, then you can sneezy.
Right on. Thanks, everybody. Good to see everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.